Hey, here we are. I am so excited. Russ Reels Live here with you this Wednesday, the 20th of October. Man, I'm excited for my panel today. I'm just excited about the subject, and I'm just excited to be with you guys today. You know, this show has been on the top of my list, excited to do it for so long, and I'm so glad for the people that have blessed me with their presence today. I have amazing people here that are going to make me look good. Doesn't really matter what I do because they're going to look so good. This show is going to be outstanding, incredible. You are going to get so much value today. It's just amazing. But listen, let me just start off real quickly by telling you I am Russ Hedge. I am a marketing coach. I'm a keynote speaker. I am an inspiration specialist here to inspire and encourage you. You know, my wire purpose in life is to inspire and encourage you to live a purpose-driven life of significance. I want you to be a world changer. I want you to make a difference in this world for others. Get out there, serve and love, and be kind to people. And you know, the group that I have on today is all about that. And we are all about positive mindset. So the topic today is midweek mindset. And I am so excited about this topic because, you know, I find that there are so many people that are just trying to make it. They're just trying to get through the week and they get to Wednesday, which is the hump day, and over the hump just for a downhill slide to the weekend. And you know, think about that. What kind of life is that really? Well, we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about how to overcome the negative thoughts and the negative forces and noises in this life and how to be positive, how to make a difference and move forward in a positive way and not just make it through your life. And you know, we're going to first start off with one of the most positive guys that I know, Mr. Usama, all the way from Cyprus. Here he is.
How you guys are doing? What's up?
Hey. How's it going, Usama?
Oh, good and fantastic. Of course, by seeing you and seeing all of the wonderful legends, actually, all the panels. I mean, I'm already uplifted for the rest of my decades already.
There you go. Well, you are amazing. I'm so glad to have you. And we're going to bring in Aya next. There she is, Aya, all the way from Cairo. Whoop.
Yay! Good evening. It's 9 here in Egypt, Cairo specifically, and I'm happy to be with you here today, or tonight, actually.
There you go. I am so glad you're here too. And all the way from Canada, we have Ingor in the house. Woohoo! All right, Ingor, how goes it?
I'm well, thank you. How are you, Russ?
Doing so good. Now that I'm getting you all together, you know, and it wouldn't be complete without the kindest guru of this world. Elizabeth is in the house. Woo! How are you doing, Elizabeth?
I'm super cool. I had to unmute myself. I totally forgot that we need to do that, right? So excited to be here.
It is so great. And then to top it all off, we've got Floyd, the man, the legend. Whoop.
What is up, everybody? What's going on?
It is a good day. And I am so blessed to have you all here. And I was actually able to get you all in this time and not overly challenged with that. So I'm excited about that. So listen, I am so glad to have you all here today. And, you know, instead of just bringing you in one at a time and talking about things, we're going to have a discussion back and forth, all of us, and talk about positive mindset and overcoming these negative voices and challenges in life. So many people are just making it through, and it's sad. And we need to show some love, kindness, enthusiasm, and positivity. Help them get over that. Usama, first to you, man. Give us how you overcome those negative voices in life to move forward in a positive way.
First and foremost, I mean, thank you so much for this wonderful honor. I mean, seeing all of those beautiful faces, I'm already uplifted for the rest of the upcoming years of mine. I'm already uplifted already. Seeing all of those, uplifts me. It's to always actually think of a problem or a negativity as just a temporary situation, because a problem is just a temporary actually situation that will allow us actually to redirect our direction towards a best utmost destination to wherever direction that we want to go for. So we take it actually of a way, either we react and complain, or respond and foster. And that's how we're going to rise and uprise everything that we got in the process. So, yeah.
Well, I think that it's right there. It's action. It's taking action in a positive way, right, Aya? You're moving forward. You're doing positive things to help overcome those negative forces. And maybe she didn't hear me.
Definitely, Russ.
There you go.
Yeah, got you. It's a little bit breaking up here, but I still can hear you. Thank you first for the opportunity that I'm here today. I'm really happy. And it's always about positivity, being positivity freak. Then I understand quite well what does it mean to have a flourishing life. And this will never happen if you just have negative thoughts all the way. So exactly like Usama said, you need to act towards a situation, overcome it, and move on simply. Yeah.
Exactly. And Jay, there's so many times it's rough, right? And we still need to push through. How do you push through?
Well, I think it's important, like I always say, is you have to embrace a lifestyle of challenge. You have to understand that challenge is going to happen every day. Not everything, and you kind of divorce the concept of positive and negative being good and bad, right? You can be positive and accept the good and the bad, right? So I think it's about divorcing those concepts and understanding that bad things are going to happen, right? It's what I call the BFRs, brutal facts of reality, right? And you can't. So you control the controllables, but there's some things you can't control, right? So what I like to do and what I teach my coaching clients, man, is utilize those things that you can't control, but know that they're reliable, right? Like they're going to happen, so you can kind of make it make sense and use them to your advantage because it's going to happen.
That's so true. And I think a lot of times when we push through with kindness, right, Elizabeth, you push through, you're kind to people, it brings you out of that negative mindset.
It does. So, I can't follow Jay after what he just said. Like those are just Mike's being job all the time, right? Seriously, I'm out of words. I'm I was about to say something, and I'm like, no, he really just freaking made a point. I don't even know if I need to say anything else. Yes, yes, kind of. I mean, how I look at it in terms of challenges is how Jay said it, right? Every moment you can look at it as positive or negative, but it should be a moment that you learn, right? So you're either learning from it, you're winning from it, right? Succeeding from it, or you're trying to help somebody with it. So that's how I look at it. I'm like, if I'm experiencing something that's really mentally kicking my butt and making me feel like crap, I'm like, okay, so what are we going to learn from this? How are we going to make sure that this either doesn't happen again or we help somebody with the information we just got? And that just makes me go, oh, yes.
Well, exactly. Ingor, it's not that things don't happen, right? It's not that we don't have to deal with negative things, because I really liked what Jay said about divorcing the positive or the good and the bad, but we can still be positive, but we can still learn, like Liz says, through all of that and be better.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody brought up such valid points. And for me, the strategy that I employ is actually, if you look at towards the light right now and you take your hand and you cover it so that you can't see it in your line of vision. What happens is when you're focusing on your hand, it seems like there's no light. But what I do is I shift my focus, right? So instead of focusing on my hand, I need to shift my focus on what is behind it, which is the light. And it's the same with focusing on negative thoughts, because when you focus on something, that thing seems bigger than what it actually is, right? So if you shift your focus, that's what I do. I shift my focus, and it helps me to be able to just breathe through the experience and not feel overwhelmed by the negativity.
Yeah, that is so true, because we get in situations where we do move the direction of our strongest thoughts. And so we're moving what we're thinking about, what we're looking at, what we're focusing on. And if we're focusing on that negative, that's the direction we're going to be, and that's the direction we're going to go. And so it's so important to change that thinking, to change that and take action on it. And Usama, you are one of the biggest action takers on positivity. So when you run up against, you don't know any negative people, do you, Usama?
Well, I just don't look at them as negative. I don't look at them as negative people. I just look at them as actually people that they need to vent out of what's going on. Actually, they are looking to someone actually to be listening to their own story because, as Kevin Hart says, every person is a hero of their own story. And of course, by the legend Aya Fekry, the positivity freak, is actually how we seek before we speak to reach our utmost peak. And that's how actually we uplift others so that they can get to towards that fosterment of it all. So, because we cannot be the pillar, in the wordings of Enrique Acosta, we cannot be the pillar without actually having the foundation, and we cannot be a pillar without actually not willingly being to support the roof. So all of that actually literally to understand. So someone actually comes with that negativity. It's actually to try to understand what their pain points is all about. Because by pain we gain, and that's how actually we recycle it all over again. So that's actually how they can recalculate it and just move it towards the betterment of all. So yeah.
Well, that's just it. I think too, when we ourselves turn things around and we're looking at people as people, right? And everybody's going to have their ups and downs. But if we can infuse some positivity into others' lives, it makes such a huge difference. And Aya, you are I mean, you've got the biggest smile in the world. And you're such a positive person. So when you're running up against those bumps in the road, what are you doing?
Well, the first thing I think about is why am I here? What is my main purpose of being here? And definitely, if you have a purpose, then you have challenges to go throughout your life, which is normal. You cannot be in heaven just in a minute, you know. So you just have to have this big smile on and go through the road with the positives and the negatives. Look to the light, exactly like what Inger said. And well, as Osama always says, mic drop for all what has been said already. I can't add anything, to be honest.
I don't
Go
think
ahead, Osama.
we're not going to have any mics left when this is done. They're going to all be dead, dead, all dropped. Everything's going to be burned up from the fire in the room. And so I tell you, Liz, you are a kindness inspired, wonderful individual, and you are spreading that all around. And so I think when you're doing that, you are instantly overcoming a lot of times people when they're having those negative thoughts. They see you and they're instantly inspired with kindness.
Thank you for saying that. That's what I hope happens. Like, just living that legacy to make sure that somebody feels seen, right? That for me is the most important. And Usama actually does that really well, right? With his Be Strong Live, making sure people feel seen. So with the kindness aspect, it's just making sure you have empathy, generosity, and just that heart of making sure you're making a difference in somebody else's life, a positive difference. And that might actually save their life. I think that for me is the most important part is you meet somebody, you're feeling so down, but their energy is so infectious, right? And they're like, I just want to hug you. I just want to love you. I just want to do all of these things, but it's a stranger. And most people are very, 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 like, I don't know. You could do a whole bunch of bad stuff to me, but if you already have an aura around you of, I will accept you how you are, wherever you are, and I see you, it just like, okay, come here.
It's funny. I default to hug, and pre-COVID, I mean, I go to all these networking meetings and things, and I'm hugging everybody, and that's just me. And every now and then, I just hug somebody and realize I have no idea who they are, and so I have to back up and say, "Hey, I'm Russ. I'm sorry. I just default to hug. Hope you're okay with that." And a lot of times, I think it is the kindness overcomes a lot that's going on in people's lives. I used to, when I walked with my children and my wife, we would be walking through the neighborhood, and I especially love to embarrass my kids. Kind of my job in life is to have fun and embarrass them. And so anytime I said hi or did anything to other people, it was embarrassing. It didn't really matter what I did. It was still embarrassing. But I used to love the teenagers that were trying to act tough, and they had that, and they had that look on their face, and I would just go, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'd smile and be friendly, and they'd be like, "Hi, how's it going?" And it would totally change their disposition. Everything about them would change, and that's what I love to see. And Jay, you are just, I mean, you and I have just talked a few times, but you become an amazing friend so fast because you have that about you. You have that way of just making people feel good. And I appreciate you. So when you're in those situations, give us some more of what you do when your clients and your friends are struggling.
Well, I consider myself a serious realist, right? So I like to meet people where they are, and you got to acknowledge what a person's feeling and validate it, right? And I mean, let's just be honest. The honest truth is that a lot of people are not going to be positive every day, right? Like they're going to have moments where they're down and they're negative. They're going to have days, months, years sometimes where that happens, right? So you got to kind of meet them where they are and give them the tools, right? And that's really what coaching is all about. It's not really about telling somebody how to live their life. It's about showing them that they already have the answer, right? So you give them the tools. And one of the things that I like to do is tell them to have a motto, right? Because you can't wait for the day where you just magically feel positive all of a sudden, right? So sometimes you got to have something that makes you feel good and latch onto it, something that gets you through life. My personal motto is to embrace a lifestyle of challenge, right? Every day I wake up and I embrace a lifestyle of challenge because I can't wait for everything to feel good. I can't, and one of my favorite quotes is routine trumps inspiration, right? You can't wait for magical things to happen. Our emotions are liars. And a lot of times they lie to us. You can eat the wrong thing and all of a sudden feel negative, right? So you take those days where you do feel great, where your strength is on, and you start to use those days to build that foundation, put that routine in place. And you can make other small tweaks, like if you know your circadian rhythm, right? Like if you know you're a morning person or you're an afternoon person or you're a late afternoon person, if you know that's when you hit the best, structure your day where that's where your strongest points are, where you tackle your biggest challenges right then, right? Use your strengths, acknowledge who you are. You can do the same thing with your week, right? Like one of the things I do now, I know Monday is seriously all spent doing one thing. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays are only for meetings. I will never have a meeting on a Monday or Friday. You start to structure those things that way because you realize who you are and what your strengths are. And again, you control the controllables, the things you can't control, make it make sense. Use it to your advantage.
Right. I mean, you're exactly right. The way we structure our lives and the way we do things makes such an impact. And I've always said, because every day we encounter positive and negative things. And you guys have heard me say, I wake up in the morning, I put on my awesome filter first thing in the morning because I want to filter everything through awesome, right? I want to be expecting the day to be great, but we know that every day is not great. We know that things are going to happen. But, I always say life happens and then it's what you do with it, right? It's what we choose to go from there. And to me, that's what positivity is. To me, positivity is moving in a positive direction in spite of negative circumstances a lot of times. And Ingor, you're so great with that. You're always spreading joy. I mean, I love seeing you online and you become a great friend. Tell us some of the things that you do to overcome challenges or move forward in that positive way.
It's just like Jay said about having a motto, right? For me, my motto is to positively impact the lives of others. And every day, despite what I'm going through on a personal level, that's what I live by. I live to be able to positively impact other people's lives. And that's how I overcome things too, because it shifts my focus from the woe is me kind of mentality to rather what can I do to make somebody else's life better? Because, at the end of the day, we all are going through things. We all have hardships. And but when you're actually focusing on helping somebody else, it helps you to forget your own. That's why I do what I do, and that's why I love, just impacting the lives of others, because it helps me too with my mental health, with staying positive and not having that focus on what is bad or negative in my own life.
Yeah, it's all about choices. I always say, obviously, I'm the live the life you choose kind of guy, right? That's the subtitle of my book, because I think we get to live the life we choose. And people will say to me, just, you guys have alluded to it. Well, I can't control what happens to me. You're right. You can't, but you get to choose what you do with it after it happens. And
Yes.
so I think that is what is important to remember, is that even when those negative things happen, if, like Jay says, we've structured our day in a good way, if we're moving forward and focusing, just like you said, Inger, on the positive things, then
Mhm.
it makes such a difference of how we react. I'm a big fan of being an actor, not a reactor. I want to act my way through life. I want to do what I think I should be doing, what I plan to do, and the direction I want to head in spite of what's happening around me. Because if I'm constantly reacting to all the negative forces, then life is going to be just like an explosion in my head. Usama, how at your young age are you so full of wisdom and positivity and able to move forward and do make such an impact in life?
First and foremost, before I say anything, I need to drop the mic for all the legends of what I've said. I mean, that's it. What can I add? What can I add from all of those awesome? I don't know what to add. So the wisdom actually that a lot of the times I wouldn't say I don't consider myself to be wise, but actually when I'm surrounded with wonderful, glorious people like yourself, like you, Russ, like Jay, like Inger, like Elizabeth, like Aya, and so many of the great people that I met. I mean, I believe actually all the celebrities will be jealous of you guys, of how awesome how you guys look and your positivity and awesomeness. So all of those things actually it always pulls my strings to work hard. Just like what Inger highlighted, something so powerful. I mean, when we're all undergoing through lots of hardships, but it literally when we help others finding their own way through their hardships, we forget our own. That falls so deeply with the quote of Gandhi when he said, "Find yourself exhausted by losing yourself in the service of others." And when we do that, it takes ourselves away from ourselves so that we can feel the other people's self. It's like we actually internalize ourselves into them, and that's how they will be able to rise. And wisdom takes shapes from various sorts of occasions, from patience, from perseverance, from compassion, from understanding, because wisdom is literally understanding the pixel of the situation as opposed to actually understand the picture as opposed to the pixel. It's like understanding the overall of what's going on and what to do. And actually, like what Jay highlighted now today, it's going to be a plagiarism. I'm quoting all the wonderful legends. We're higher than Nelson Mandela. It's like literally meeting people where they are at, from point A where they are at, and actually we're able to breach the gap. It's like holding their hands. It's like we got your back, we got you. See, everything is gonna be okay. Life will get better if we choose to make it better, and that's how you'll become greater and wiser. So yeah.
Yes, I think the reason that you are so wise for your age, Osama, and you're so positive is because you make that choice every day and that you're learning and growing from everything. And you're looking at the big picture of life. That's a really good point that you brought up, is that the big picture of life is what we need to focus on, because moment by moment, things happen. It's just like my finances. If any of you invest in stocks, I've learned, do not look at the stocks every day, because that's why you have a stockbroker to take care of that. Because one day you could be up $1,000 and you're woohoo, and the next day you're down $1,000. So the ups and downs of life, they can get to you. So you need to focus on that big picture. And Aya, you do that so well, focusing, moving forward, and making that a positive impact. And, what are some of the things that you are currently doing in your life that you are looking at that are so life changing for you?
Well, actually, right now I'm studying coaching. I understand now coaching is becoming the trend everywhere, but for me, coaching is a massive change for my life, and I believe it will help me big time to change a lot of people's lives. Since my main goal or aim in life is to leave significant footprint in their lives, so definitely coaching it is the thing. Um, I understand every single person in life needs the support, uh, major support system in their life. And you cannot do this if you're someone with negative thoughts. And here you go. The rise is the prize. If you rise with the people's thoughts and you take it to a positive direction, definitely you'll be helping them to rise in their life. When it comes to business life, personal life, then this is the time for me to say I'm on the right track to help people more than before. And I'm always here. I'm always here. And
Well,
Osama, here you go. Rise is the prize. I'm learning. And this is what I'm learning again from LinkedIn. So thank you so much, Osama.
you know the helping others to rise. Don't you find, Elizabeth, that when you help others and encourage others with kindness and with positivity, that it helps you to elevate? It elevates your game when you help to elevate others, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I completely agree with that. I think it's always mutually beneficial to be kind, right? And it also inspires you and motivates you on creative ways of being kind as well. So like when I'm trying to help somebody, maybe with their homework, with interpreting a book or whatever it is, I'm learning from them as I'm teaching them. So I may be applying my kindness, but they're also teaching me in the same way. And then if they reciprocate the kindness to somebody else, right, that ripple effect is phenomenal if you think about it. So in a year or two, you may never meet this person ever again, but they may now have applied their kindness by like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. And that one thing that you did has now affected like 1,000 people.
Yeah,
How cool.
I couldn't agree more. I think the ripple effect is real. I think that when you are doing something, spreading kindness, positive action, you are definitely affecting others in a life changing way. And Jay, you are definitely doing that. You are taking life head on with reality, but you're moving it in that positive direction. And I appreciate that so much about you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, man. And thank you for having me on the show with all of these super positive personalities. My man Usama, is so good to see him again. I was rocking the Pac-Man shirt because so many times people feel like they're trapped in a maze, right? And they're being chased by all their problems. Those problems are just ghosts, though, right? And we're looking to get that fuel. One of the things that I talk about in my book, The Driver's Seat, is what is that fuel, though? And I think that's what a lot of people struggle with. What is our daily motivation, right? And try, how do we get to that positive place? Well, what's fueling us? For a lot of people, myself included in the past, we've been kind of addicted to this fear of not being good enough, right? So you drive yourself and you work super hard and you work overtime and you do all you can, and that's fueling you. And it's really hard to be positive when you have a toxic fuel like that, right? So you have to change what is actually fueling you. But so many of us, I mean, even going through college, how many of us wait until the last minute and we cram to finish that assignment? And that we feel, we kind of get a little addicted to that feeling of, man, we did it though. We did it, right? That becomes a little bit of an addiction. And we take that into our careers and into our life. And that becomes the fuel, this fear of maybe I just won't be good enough. And eventually we got to throw that away. And we got to be fueled by knowing that we are good enough already the moment we wake up. And that's when you have to latch on to something greater than you. And that's when you need these models to remind you, and these routines and this regimen to constantly remind you of how great you are. If you woke up today, there were hundreds of miracles that happened in your body just for your eyes to wake and for your lungs to work. Not everybody got those gifts today, right? So we have to put that kind of power into action. The same power that spins the earth and the entire cosmos woke us up. That's power that's the fuel we should run on.
Yeah, yeah, I couldn't agree more. And I am a firm believer. You and I have talked, Jay. God works all things for the good. There's things bad and things that are crazy that happen in our life, but we can turn those for the good. And we have the strength and the ability to do that. I had a great thing I was doing on one of my groups. I do a 5 minute 5 minutes of purpose on my Purpose to Profit community. And today I was reading this quote. It's an unidentified quote who said this, but it says, "Your life has purpose. Your story is important. Your dreams count. Your voice matters. You were born to make an impact." And I think all of us were born to do something amazing and to make an impact on this life. And Ingor, you're definitely doing that with all that you've done. I've seen you explode out of the gates, didn't even know who you were and didn't see you anywhere. And now you're everywhere. And you were definitely doing that.
Thank you. Thank you. I want to just tie back into something that I think it was Jay and Usama as well. Usama and I talk a lot, and I talk to Liz and to Aya as well. But something that we've spoken about is just how we are the product of the people that are around us. Right? We all have a positive we have the opportunity to have a positive influence on one another. So you mentioned also that I'm in Canada, but I'm from South Africa, and one of the things that is a common topic that I speak on is Ubuntu, which is an African word, and Ubuntu actually means that I am because we all are. And I was raised in South Africa, and this theme is very common where I come from. And what it means is, no man is an island. You might feel that you are walking this road alone, but it's not true. Somebody is always there to be able to walk alongside you. One of my favorite quotes is by Kevin Cruz, and he says that life is about making an impact, not an income. And I believe that because I know that, if I strive to make a positive impact on others, the income will come. God will bless me with that eventually, right? It might not be now, but it will come.
Yeah. Oh man, I completely agree with that. You
Yeah.
know, we should all have that in our mind all the time because we do not live in a bubble. We are affected by everything going on around us, and we have this circle of influence that we impact every day. John Maxwell says it best that leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less, and we all have influence in life one way or another. We are all leaders one way or another. We are all moving the ball down the road one way or another to help people. And I think it's so important that we're thinking about that constantly. How are we affecting people? What are we doing in this life? And if we are not, I think somebody brought this up just a while back, it might have been Jay, our environment is so critical. What we're letting go in our minds and in our thoughts and what we're letting affect us and the people that are around us. Jim Rome says we are the average of the 5 people closest to us, right? So we need to surround ourselves, just like you guys have been talking about, surrounding ourselves with amazing people, which is why you're all here today, because I'm surrounding myself with amazing people. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I love you guys. I love your voice and what you're all about. If I could be around people like you every moment of my day outside of my family, this is what I would do. This is what I aim to do because it energizes me to move in a positive direction and energize and impact others for that. Usama, I'm going to give you, so we're going to go around here again. Last word, got a couple minutes, last word, and how people get in touch with you, because people that don't know you are definitely going to want to.
I don't know what to say. I'm speechless at this point. I mean, what to add? What to add? I'm ripped apart already. All of those words, I was about to pass out of actually all of those words. I feel I need all of them, all of you guys' autographs and the selfie and all of that because way above and beyond. So I'm actually available on LinkedIn all the time around and everything. So you can definitely reach out to me, have a conversation, and basically in terms of the shifting of the mindset, and at the same time building the confidence from ways. And it just takes like minor actionable practices along the way, just to actually to ripple. It's just like Pac-Man, just like Jay. That's plagiarism I'm taking from you. It's just like basic from that, just identifying actually how we puzzle through in life. And that's actually you will be able to harness your talent to the utmost towards your best destination that you will ever go about. So yeah,
You are amazing. And so the best place to get a hold of you again, one more time.
it's on LinkedIn.
Okay, that's what I thought. And so you are an amazing individual. Thank you so much. And next, we're going to go to Aya. Same thing, Aya. Give us your contact information and last word.
Okay, last word is again, I have to thank you, Russ, for giving me this great opportunity to be around these amazing, amazing people. Thank you so much. And one statement that I would like to say is the key of life is a smile. So wear your smile on all the time. And the easiest way to find me is on LinkedIn. I'm available all the time on LinkedIn.
Yes, you are an amazing person to be around. I'm definitely better from knowing you, and I appreciate you being here today for sure. And Elizabeth, you know, we have just met recently, and you feel like I feel like we've been friends forever because you're amazing, and I appreciate you. So, last words on kindness and how people get in touch with you.
Okay. So don't ever think that kindness is your weakness. It is not. Kindness is powerful. You literally are wearing a cape when you have kindness on you, when you're exuding kindness. And I can only hope, pray, and wish that you strive to be a kindness incorporator. And that's a person who does very simply celebrates kindness when they see it. And if they don't see it, they are that kindness. So those are my last words. Strive to be a kindness incorporator. I have a show on LinkedIn that celebrates kindness incorporators. So I would love to have you on my show showcasing somebody else. And so you can find me on LinkedIn. And you can also find me on my website. It's my first name, last name, www.elizabethnndungu.com or kindnessinspired.org.
Awesome. 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 All right. You know, this is so good. It's really hard to cut off this conversation. So we're going to have to definitely do a part 2. And maybe we'll do a Monday motivation next time. We'll get everybody fired up on Monday because you guys definitely get me fired up. So here we go. All right, Jay, you are, you know, I have just really felt strong connection with you. And you're such a wonderful man and good friend. I appreciate you. Give everybody your last word and contact information.
First and foremost, thank you. The feeling is mutual, Russ. Honored to always be on here. We definitely did connect and have a bond. I love coming in the room with great people like this. Usama is always good. I got to write down some of the rhymes you're saying because, man, it always rhymes and it always makes you feel good. Last words to everybody out there, man, whatever you're going through, in order to maintain a moving forward and positive perspective on life, remember that you have agency over your life, right? Like my book says, and I got a copy right here, you are in the driver's seat. You are in the driver's seat of your life. God is our navigation system, but you got to get in that driver's seat and drive, right? You got to get out of the back seat. You got to have the courage to get up there, take the steering wheel. You will have agency over your life. Look at your life just like a business, right? You are the CEO, COO, and manager. You may go to work and have a manager, but you manage your own energy and time, right? So take a look at your balance sheet. What's going in? What's going out? Is there a deficit? Is there a surplus? You can move things around where you need. You have agency. Control the controllables. And you can contact me right there. I just put it on the screen, www.coachbigbro.com. Check me out.
I love it. And you also have a movie out people need to check out.
I do. Yeah, I do. It's called A State of Mind, and it's on Amazon Prime right now. By the way, it's all 5-star reviews. Hey,
That's
I didn't
awesome.
direct it. I'm only an actor in it, but hey, all 5 stars. I'm just saying.
That is so good. That's so great. All right. And last but not least, the Queen, Ingor, the Queen of Positivity. Go ahead, give us your last word and contact information.
First of all, thank you so much for having me, Russ. It's an honor just to be here and to spend this afternoon with you all. It was amazing. One of my favorite quotes is by Maya Angelou, and she says, "People will forget what you said, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." So let's strive to inspire one another and uplift one another instead of putting each other down, instead of carrying on with negativity. That's my final thought for you. And people can find me on LinkedIn just by using my name. I also have a show every Friday at 9:30. It's called Inspiration from Inga. And I have a YouTube channel by the same name. So please connect with me. I'd love to connect and hear from you.
I believe that what you said there is so important. You know, we need to lift each other up and not tear each other down. We need to make positive impact in this life by being a positive influence. You know, we have that choice every day. We can think about what we actually say because words mean things, actions mean things. And
Yes.
we need to think about what we're doing. We all, every day, you know, we'll all make mistakes and say things we shouldn't, but we need to be thoughtful and then just, you know, make a correction in our course if we're doing the things that are not lifting others up. And I aspire daily to lift others up, to make a positive impact, to be a blessing to others. And sometimes I'm successful, sometimes I'm not. But you know what? I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying. And I think that's what really is important, is really what our attitude, perspective, and actions are. And we've covered that today, but not enough, because we're going to have a part 2 to this. But before we completely wrap up the show, you guys are so much fun. So I am hashtag Russ Selfie. It's a long story that I'm not going to go into, but I am all about selfies. We're going to take a selfie right now here. So you guys all need to smile. You need to look excited. And I'm going to take a selfie right now. Are you ready? Here we go. All right. Well, I'm going to have to do, I know right off the bat, I'm going to have to do a screenshot. So do that one more time so I can actually see you all well. Here we go. So let's see if I remember how to do this. Smile. Here we go. Woo. All right. I did something weird there with my screen, but I'm back. Okay, good. Well, listen. All right. Trying to do things on the fly. It's always fun. You all look great. And I'm going to get you one more picture before we go because this is too much fun. All right, Liz, you ready? Here we go. Everybody give me the high. Woo. Yes. Perfect. You all look beautiful. All right, I'm done. Okay, so thank you. I can't tell you how uplifting this is to me today. I can't even begin to tell you what this has done for my day. And I know everybody watching, the comments are still blowing up, and I just quit putting them up. It has been such a blessing to be around all of you. I could let this show go on forever, but you know what? I want to leave them wanting more. I want them to all be just waiting to come back to see y'all again. So we're going to cut it there for today. And then everybody will just be waiting on pins and needles for the announcement of the next one. So do not go anywhere. I'm going to send you all to the green room just for a quick, brief moment. And then I will talk to you in a minute. So thank you so much again, everybody. Appreciate you. All right. Wow. It's hard for me to let them go because they were making me look so good. I didn't even really need to say anything. Awesome, awesome people. I just appreciate them so much, each one of them. The fact that I've been able to meet each one of them and make them part of my life and my community has been just a really, really huge blessing to me. And you know what? I want to encourage all you out there today. Think about who you're around. Think about who your community is. Strive to be a positive influence and surround yourself with positive people. And when the people around you are struggling, be there, encourage them, be kind, because things happen, but it's how we move forward. Life happens, but then what you choose to do with it makes all the difference. And I just want to thank everybody for being here today. It's been awesome. I just want to say, until we see you again, have a great day and a great life. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.